This is about building hundreds of campaigns. I'm sorry to tell you this. And this is why I say you can't replace 500 branch managers with 5 analysts. This is about building hundreds of campaigns. And each of those campaigns and each of those interactions might be very small. You may only contact 15 people. You know, the 60,000 people that Karen contacts every week may sound like a small number in terms of the entire suite of customers that you have. But you may have to run, you know, 10, 20, 30 campaigns to get that 60,000. But that 60,000 may be the tipping point for your business. Right? And so before, where we used to get scale of contact by having big campaigns and sending lots of things to lots of people, now you may want to actually have the same level of contact or even more contact, but you're not going to do it with 5 or 6 campaigns anymore. You're going to do it with many, many more campaigns. And it creates a whole new discipline within marketing because it's not actually about the execution anymore. If you talk about most direct marketers, they're very good executors because 80% of their time is shuffling data around, shuffling project around, shuffling creative around, shuffling mailhouse around, shuffling suppliers around to get a campaign out. The future of direct marketing is not about execution. The future of direct marketing is about listening and thinking. The execution has got to get easier. And here's an example of one of our clients where they now execute hundreds of campaigns. But the thing is, and the really interesting thing about this client, they throw out about 50% of the campaigns that they build because they don't work. That means that they're testing constantly. Right? Not everything that you do will work. If you do, you're a genius and you shouldn't be here. You should be somewhere else earning lots more money. Right? I guarantee that at least 50% of what you try will fail, and if it doesn't, you're not trying hard enough. Right? It has to, because we don't know. So much of what we're doing is exploratory. The analysis that you do can say, I think this is what customers are going to do. These customers look like they're going to respond. But until you put something into the customer's hand and they actually respond, it's a theory. So the best way to figure out what marketing works is to ask your customers and then to listen to the response of that customer. Put your hand up if you capture customer response at a customer level. So you can categorically tell me that I sent something to somebody and they responded. That's frightening. That's really frightening. Do you know why? Because if I say something to you and you don't respond to me, I might say it to you again. Right? And I've learnt nothing. The things that customers don't do is just as important as the things that customers do. A customer that responds to you, that's important. But a customer that doesn't respond to you, that's also important. It tells you something about that customer. It tells you something about what they're interested in. It tells you something about their state of mind. And so you need to be able to collect customers' responses, positive or negative, on every interaction, and you need to learn from it. And you need to make sure that you play by their rules. So, you know, for years we've been putting in what we call customer contact rules. Can't call a customer for more than 30 days, can only receive 1 call, can only receive 2 emails, can receive an SMS whenever I like it. They're our rules. They're not the customer's rules. Right? Customers, in fact, are much more lenient than you think. So customers will actually allow you to contact them as more often if you're more relevant. Right? So we've got customers who contact, you know, unbelievable levels of contact, but still get very high levels of response because of their obsession with relevance. Right? So there's a number of things that play out in your ability to contact a customer, but it's all around to what does the customer want, how often do they want to hear from you, and how relevant are the things that they send you. So these blanket rules around, you know, can contact the customer once every 30 days, really they were designed by people to protect the customer from marketing. Right? But if we can demonstrate that we can be relevant and if we can demonstrate that customers want to receive our communication, we can contact them more often, but not more often than they want to hear from us. So we need to make sure that everything that the customer receives is appropriate, and it really does have to be an obsession. It's not, maybe it's not relevant to, but I'm going to send it to them anyway because they might respond, they might want it. I hear that all the time. You need to manage, the yield, so everything that you do has to actually create a financial return in some way. It might not be today, right? It may be down the track. You may be building up to something, right? So we need to start to think about, and I'll give you an example in a minute, but you need to start to think about, if I want to sell a home loan, maybe I have to have a few conversations before I do that, right? If I want to sell, a new mobile phone plan to you, maybe there's a few things that I need to do in order to get you into a state of mind where you're actually willing to do that. We're not just sending you out, hey, do you want a mobile phone? Hey, do you want a home loan?